Welcome back. In the last video we looked at the basic tools we can use to draw in Procreate, but this week it's all about colour. Procreate isn't just about drawing lines or sketches, it's actually really powerful when it comes to colour, blending, transparency and layering effects that be quite difficult to achieve traditionally. And the best part is you don't need to understand all of it to start getting really interesting results. You can just experiment and let the app surprise you a little. This week we're going to create a colourful little toadstool illustration by layering colours and playing with transparency and blending modes. The aim here is to create an interesting way of developing colour. We want that popular watercolour style that'll add interest to our illustrations. I will start that by picking 3 basic colours and seeing how they interact on different layers and how we can manipulate them to create interesting texture. To start with, I've drawn 3 simple coloured circles, each on their own layer, red, green and blue. Very basic, but what's interesting is what happens when you start adjusting the opacity and changing blending modes. Suddenly these shapes start interacting with each other in unexpected ways. Some colours become darker, some brighten, some completely shift tone depending on what's underneath them. It's a really simple way to understand how digital colour works. Now I'm continuing to test layer transparency with these circles. I'm just moving sliders, switching blending modes and watching how everything reacts. There's no real plan here, it's just exploration, and honestly that's one of the best ways to learn this part of Procreate. Next I start layering watercolour brushes in different colours. I'm using soft strokes, overlapping them, letting the transparency build up gradually. Some areas become rich and dark, others stay light and airy. And the interesting thing is, even the same colour behaves differently depending on how you apply it. As I say, at this stage it's just about testing things, seeing what happens when I stop trying to control everything. And now you can start pushing things further, different strokes, different shades, different blending modes, multiply, overlay, soft light, each one gives a slightly different effect. Experimenting with these watercolour brushes is quite interesting because what we're finding is it's not just the transparency of the layer or the opacity of the brush, it's the brush itself sometimes. So these watercolour brushes have their own transparency inbuilt, and by colouring on different layers we can get really interesting results by playing with the blending methods of the layers themselves. This is something that we'll probably use when we come to colouring in the toadstool, especially the cap of the toadstool, because when I imagine it to not just be red, I think it's going to be oranges and browns and purples and pinks, and by layering those colours up on different and by using those colours on different layers we can create a really deep, rich, and that's something that will add depth to our illustration and take it away from the graphic and into the more illustrative, artistic bracket. And the more you experiment, the more you start to understand what each mode is actually doing. Now let's create a simple basic shape. I'm drawing a blue circle using quick shape. So I draw the shape, hold my pencil down and Procreate automatically cleans it into a perfect circle. Then I can fill it with the colour fill tool. Just drag the colour in and it fills instantly. It's really simple, dead useful. And now you can experiment with blending modes on that circle and move it with watercolour layers and start cycling through different modes, multiply, screen, overlay, and suddenly the circle starts to interact with the colours underneath in really interesting ways. It almost feels like layering physical paint but without any mess. So, now let's actually draw the toadstool. So start with a rough sketch as before. Very loose, very simple, just blocking out the basic shape, a rounded cap, a stem, nothing detailed yet. And at this stage, I'm not thinking about perfection, I'm just trying to get the idea down. So now I can start refining the outline and go over the sketch with cleaner lines, making the shape a bit more intentional. Still not final, but a little bit more structured. This is the point where it feels like an illustration rather than a doodle. So next I can start filling in the larger shapes. I'm using colour drop and solid fills to block out the main areas. I'm using colour drop and solid fills to block out the main areas, and it starts to come together quite quickly. So you go from sketch to something that feels recognisable. So now we can start adding the white spots on the top of the toadstool. These will break up the colour and give a bit more character. From here, I can start building up colour and texture in the same way we did previously with the watercolour brushes. I go back in with the watercolour brushes, layering soft tones over the base colours. Some areas I can build up quite heavily, others I'll leave quite loose. Then I can switch to a pastel pencil brush to pick out the smaller details, adding texture and subtle variation. And it's all about layering at this point rather than drawing anything new, just building depth slowly. And once I'm happy with the illustration, it's ready to export as a PNG. And this keeps the background transparent, which means I can use it in lots of different ways later. Print, digital use, or product design, wherever. As before, if I want to take this further, I could upload the design to dtfprinter.com and turn it into a real physical product. Something like a mug or a t-shirt or even a tote bag. It's a really simple way to move from digital artwork into something you can actually hold in your hands. There are loads and loads of Procreate resources available at designbundles.net, including brushes and textures and lots of other assets that can really help you develop your style further. So, if you've got any hints, tips or questions, leave them in the comments below, and if you're enjoying this series so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. Next time we're going to explore something really fun. That's going to be retro effects in Procreate. Things will get a little bit more stylised and a bit more experimental. So I'll see you next time.